It's been a while since you've seen my face. Last time we talked, I was planning my birthday, and I was trying to alter my blazer. Let me get it. Oh! This blazer, I was trying to make this fit me. Problem is, this is a size 16. I am a size 8. I would have to take this off, take the sleeve off, and then take the lining out and do all this other stuff, and there's also shoulder pads in here, slight shoulder padding. Essentially, it was too much for me to do. I could do it, however, that's just it's too much. It's too much. So I'm excited because I got a alternative. So let me go get it. So I've been looking online everywhere to try to find some decent blazers, and now I know this is like unspoken. People say it every time in September. Oh, after September or after Labor Day, don't wear white. I don't know why that's a thing. I've never been one to follow any type of rules in general, but especially when it comes to fashion, like, who do you think you are to tell me? So I'm gonna wear, if I want to wear white on my birthday, I'm gonna wear white on my birthday, and that's on that period. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama, poo. So I got this one, and I was about to try it on, and that's why I got the camera on, because I was like, oh, I want y'all to see my first impressions. Oh, okay. Yes, I feel the power. Feel the power. Let me show you guys my accessories. Ah! Okay. So I'm gonna be making a haul, a birthday haul for my outfits. Majority, all the stuff with an exception of this, I got from Shein. Let me give y'all a little sneak peek. Look at these, look at these, look at these. Right, yes, we love them. Which works out because, hold on, see the vision, guys. Stay with me, see the vision. See the vision. Like, that's so Raven. You gotta see the vision. I don't know if I'll be able to wear this with it. Oh, hold up. Yep. It's a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna add the crystals. Then I'm going to make my skirt, and then we're gonna add the crystals to the skirt. So stay tuned. This outfit is gonna be fire. Like, y'all not even ready.
So the first thing that we're going to do is start by cutting off all the buttons because they're in the way and we don't need them. And so after I cut off all the buttons, I'm not going to throw them away. I'm going to keep them, and it's for two reasons. First off, I'm going to take one with me to the thrift store so that I can do some color matching because we still need a skirt. So I'm going to take it with me so that I can make sure that whatever skirt I get, it is the color of the blazer, the best color match. And secondly, you guys saw I had my little latch closure right there, and you can still see it in the frame. You can very well, like, it sticks out like a sore thumb, and I didn't like that. And if you look at Beyonce's picture, she which is right there, look at her looking as fine as ever. Hey B. If you look at her picture, the exposure was kind of bright, so you couldn't really tell, but she does have a button on the front of her blazer. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the buttons that I cut off and put that in front of the latch hook. I was going to go ahead and try to make like a button, sew on the button and then make a hole for it, but that was just too much. So I just decided to fake it, put it on top, and use a safety pin to make sure that the black part doesn't show with the latch. Now, I'm going to put on my crystal. So you guys see me doing it right now, and I'm using that Beyonce picture as my reference point. Now you guys see me putting the crystals on the front part of the blazer. Don't do this. I went in and started with the front, but I actually switched to just doing one half. So I started off with my right half of my blazer to make sure that everything was right. And the reason being is I'm pinning these things down, and the way that I'm pinning them, I'm doing a crisscross pinning. So I want to make sure that as I'm trying the stuff on, it doesn't stick me. And when I was doing it on both sides, trying to make them even in the front, I was getting stuck a lot, and I just didn't like that. So just do one half, do the front and do the arm, and then try it on. And if it's good and you like your tweaks, tack it down and then move on to the other side.
If you ever get any garments and you see, like, you're like, oh, it doesn't have any pockets, or it feels like it has pockets, listen, everybody doesn't know this, so I'm just gonna let y'all know for those who don't. There is some stitching here that you have to get a seam ripper and just take that out. So if you didn't know, now you know. Look at that. Okay. This is what the jacket looks like right now. This, I did my right side. And so this is how it's looking. This is how it's coming together. This is how long it comes. Now, originally I was thinking about, okay, well, let me shorten it because I want it to be like a traditional blazer. A length of a traditional blazer, which is like right here, right? Which, you know, definitely is a vibe. Definitely looks more traditional. But I was like, Kyra, since when have you been traditional or followed the status quo of anything? And just because I'm recreating a look of Beyonce doesn't mean that ours have to be the same, because that's my sis. But you know, I'm an individual as well. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna pin the rest of these crystals onto the left side of my jacket, and then we're gonna sew it, and then we'll almost be done. Almost. So yeah, let's get it popping.
So I wanted to show you guys how I'm actually tacking down my crystals. Now in this case, I'm sewing it down, and this is twofold. Number one, it's reversible. If I wanted to take the crystals off, I could. And secondly, this has a few reasons, I guess. This is actually how seamstresses and designers actually construct their garments, and it makes it a lot more durable, a lot higher quality, and also it allows the fabric to move. We're already dealing with fabric that is rigid and has very minimal stretch, so we don't want to do anything that would obstruct the flow and the contour of the garment. So that's why I'm sewing it down and tacking it like this. And how I do this is I'm starting from the inside of the garment. I make a knot at the end of my thread, and then I go ahead and start from the inside of the garment and find my first hole. It doesn't matter which one, and then I go counterclockwise. If you're having issues centering your garments, feel free to start from the top down. But once I secure and tack everything down, I flip it inside out, and we're going to loop the thread around it multiple times, and this is going to create a knot because we don't want to put too much stress on our fingers and make it, you know, more difficult than it has to be. So once I do my loops and I make my knots and it's secure, I'm going to actually make a knot at the end of my thread, but I'm leaving a space in between the knots that we just created and the knot that I'm creating so that I can snip in between, and now we already have a knot at the end of our thread ready to go for the next crystal.
I put on all the crystals. They're all nice and secure, so I can do all of this stuff, and they're not going anywhere. Now we're at the sleeves part. I'm going to try to put it in line with my back crystal because I want it to be slightly behind me. You can kind of see where it's situated. So like I said, we have that back crystal, and then it's kind of in line with that. I pinned it here, and actually our sizes might be the same because it came up a little bit higher than I expected it to. I'm gonna try it on, and then if I like it, I'm gonna sew it. This is what it's looking like right now. And officially, or you know, we're pretty much done with this, besides, like I said, putting the button on. Now we can go to the skirt. So I'll bring y'all over here to the skirt. So this is the skirt that I bought from the thrift store. The problem is I snipped off one of my buttons and brought it with me to the store to try to make sure that I could find something that matched. And in the store it looked like it matched, but when I put it next to the thing, it's a little, it's too light. Like y'all can see, I think y'all can kind of see it better now, but yeah, y'all definitely can see it better now. And the more that I look at it, the more drastic the colors look. So we have an issue. Actually, you know what I think I should do is chop the bottom off, because the color issue is bothering me, and I really don't want to wear this if I cannot get the color right. So I'm gonna try. I used to do this for my costumes and stuff like that when I would perform, but I'm going to try to use some black tea. I'm gonna see if I can dye it. So we're in my kitchen. What I am going to do is I cut up like 4 different pieces of the skirt, and we're gonna do some trials to see how much tea we need to get the color that we want. I got this all natural tea. This is from Dollar Tree. And I completely forgot because I was like, I have some of my favorite black tea is South African tea. The South African tea, and I was like, I'm not about to use my good South African tea to do this. But I realized that I did have some of this. These aren't that strong, which is good in this case because like my South African tea, I could reuse that tea bag like 3-4 times, and I like strong tea, so that's saying something. But with this, I might need 2 tea bags with this, so I'm gonna use 1 tea bag. All right, so we're back. I've been making frosting. And yeah, so it's sat for 5 minutes. I'm literally just gonna dip it, one and done. We'll see what happens. Ready? Oh, I'm scared. I got my napkin over here. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh! That might have been it, y'all. Look at that difference. I mean, obviously you gotta dry, but I think this might be that. Y'all, bye. Ooh! Hold up, let me bring this over here. Bruh. Y'all, I did it! Boom, look at that. Could fill up to like 7 quarts. Put the tea in there, dunk it, boom, throw it, rinse it out, throw it in the dryer, and that'll be that. So yes, you guys, we are in business. What we're going to do is we're going to do our lining and our shell separately. Reason being is because, like I said, we want to make sure that nothing catches, nothing looks weird. And make sure, because we have our little waist strip up here, make sure that you do pin it so you guys can see. Hold up, I'm trying to move this stuff out the way so you guys can see. So yeah, so you guys can see I have it pinned so that everything is matched up. It's matched up like this. So I have it pinned so that everything's matched up. You can see the pin sticking out over here, so that when I do like this, everything is even. Especially because, I mean, we cut off the bottom of the skirt, but we don't really know what's up with that. So this is the outline of the skirt. This is what it's looking like. And so I'm gonna do this first, and then if that is to work, then I can worry about the lining. Now, if the lining is gonna be bunched up under the skirt, that's fine, because we will be able to deal with that later, but we just want to make sure that the outside is good. I don't need this to fit super tight because, again, since this, I obviously want it to fit well, but because this is a stiff fabric, you need a lot more give than if you were to use a stretchy fabric. We're gonna sew it. I'm gonna try it on, and then hopefully this fits well, because the lining takes up more space than you would think. So yeah, I'm gonna get my sewing machine out, we're gonna sew it and then try it on. This is what it's looking like. This is like a little bit shorter than a traditional pencil skirt. But I don't want it this long. So we're gonna have to chop off maybe like 4 inches to get it the length that I want to. I'm going to repeat the steps that I showed you guys for the outside onto the lining, and then we're gonna go finish it, and then we can put on the crystals, and then that's gonna be that. So this is the skirt, and this is what it's looking like now. It looks drastically different because I did go ahead and serge it, so you guys can see. It's a little janky, it's okay though, but I went ahead and serged the bottom, and then I also serged the lining, but I'm actually not going to concern myself with the lining for real until after I finish this. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to do a blind stitch, a blind hem on the back so that this stays in place, and then I will serge this by itself, and then this will just hang freely, which in essence it won't really, because when we put our crystals on it, I'm gonna sew through both of them so that it can be weighted and, you know, look nice. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, you just serge it, and then I just flipped it over, got my iron and ironed it over. I don't know why it's recording like this, but I finished hemming off the skirt, so this is what it looks like. It's looking kind of professional, you know. So now I'm just gonna go in the exact way that I did the blazer, and I am gonna go through the lining, and I'm going to tack this all down. So I'm gonna do that and then we'll be done. All right, y'all, so this is what it looks like. It's finished.
Alright, you guys, and this is the final product. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, girl. And also, don't forget that notification bell, sis. Hit it, okay? Because I'm going to be coming at y'all with some fire content. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.